For this ultimate pocket notebook setup, find a notebook that you are going to absolutely love using. Now, for me, this is the Pen and Gear. I rave about this notebook. My regular viewers and subscribers know how much I just am obsessed with this. I found it at Walmart. It retails for under $1 at the current time of this video, and it's so lightweight, portable, easy to set up, customize. I love how the cover is flexible. It is a soft cover, fountain pen friendly, by the way. A lot of my ink mediums work well on here, so I don't have to worry about which pens to use, which inks to use. I just can't rave enough about this Pen and Gear memo book. So it does have 80 sheets, which comes out to 160 pages. Customize it, make it yours, add stickers. But let me show you exactly what I do and how I'm going to set this up for December. So first things first, we are going to go ahead and put a label. We're going to label it. Now, this helps you kind of break the ice, if you will. Also, if you're like me and you like to archive your notebooks, this is a great way to look back and see which month this was, what the topic was, what the book is all about. So for this particular notebook, it's going to be my December log book. So here I labeled it with my stamp, put it on a little label, and now that way I know it's for that month. Second step, this is the fun part. We're going to go ahead and accessorize it. This is a good time to get out those stickers. If you're like me, you have a lot of stickers that you have been afraid to use or you've been collecting throughout the years. Now's the time to bust those out because they want to be seen. We are going to put them on the notebook. It's just a nice way to, put some life into the journal, into this diary, if you will. And it's a great way, at least for me, to just kind of put my mood and infuse it onto the book. Being that this is for December, I'm all about the slow, easy, quiet, blue mood. So I kind of gravitated towards the blue hues, the quiet moments, and I didn't want too many bright colors. So got those stickers. We're going to peel them onto the cover. Another great thing about your customized notebook, when you accessorize it, you can switch it up. Here you can see I'm trying to cover that skew. So I got that sticker there, and I'm going to cover it up so I don't have to see that awful skew bar. So once I cover that up, it's just going to make it that much more fun. Again, this is just for the month of December. January is going to look like a different cover as quickly as I go through these notebooks. And then I have one more strip here that I'm going to cover the top portion of this where it has that Pen and Gear. So now we got the label on here. We have the stickers on here. Now, another fun way that I like to accessorize my notebook, by the way, I'll explain how I use this later on and why it just helps me be that much more productive. But now that we have the accessories on there, we're going to customize it. This is my other favorite part. With the customization process, oh yeah, let me get a drink here. Wow. Crafting life is not easy. So one of my favorite things about customizing it is setting it up where you can be the most successful with your productivity. For me, I use this notebook as a daily log, as a habit tracker, as a list keeper, you name it. It has a universal purpose for me. It kind of molds into whatever I need it to be in that season. But I kind of flip through the notebook and see, okay, get a feel for it. How am I going to use it? How often will I grab for it? Realistically, what is it that I need in order for me to use it in the way that I like? I date it here. I guess that's part of the archiving process. This is where I know when I started it. Page flags. This helps me mark the days if I need to go back, recap. These are also great to highlight as well. I will use page flags to highlight a page if I want to go back and revisit a topic, a thought, an idea. If it's a reminder that I need to kind of look into, or a task, an appointment. Everyone has different uses. Each color will and does signify something differently, which I'll explain in another video. Paper clips. Now this I use as bookmarks, but I am loving this Hobonichi little board, accessory board. It has like these little numbers here, and I use this fine tip pen. It's like a needle point. And it has these little boxes where you can make your own to-do list. It has symbols. It has these little perforated lines, these dashes here. It's just a fun little board, memo or pencil board. So here, I carry this. I started carrying this a month ago, and it's so thin, it's so lightweight, it doesn't even take up that much room. So that's where these paper clips come in handy, because the paper clips I use if I want to attach receipts or extra little ephemera paper bits, but this also keeps it in place. The paper clips are used to keep this Hobonichi pencil board in place. And I'll show you later on how I use this, but look how thin this is. You can barely even tell it's here. So I'm so glad I got this year. It was part of my Hobonichi haul, which I'll leave linked down below if you're interested. But you can see it does not even take any room. I have it closed. It works really, really well. And yeah, I always carry this with me. So busting out the Post-it notes. This is another thing where I like to customize my notebook. Speaking of customization, this is a DIY pencil board or dashboard I made out of cardstock paper. And then I also got masking or packing tape, clear packing tape. You can see how it's glossy right there. I did this so that way it would be easy to peel off and on Post-it notes without eliminating that sticky or that tackiness on there that makes it adhesive. So I got my DIY dashboard pencil board. And then you can add your Post-it notes, the page flags. I will share again in another video exactly how I use this to plan my day, to be productive, to work along with my schedules and my planners, my to-do lists. But these Post-it notes are things that I can roll over in my day-to-day task. So, or just quotes or reminders that I want to have floating around, but not completely hidden and buried where I forget about it. And that's why I made this pencil board too. So I can stick it in and out between the days, which I'll show more in depth in another video. But I love this pencil board I made. It's a perfect size for this. It's a pocket size. And then here you can see, I just slide it in just like that. I have a little tab too on the side that I got in a sticker set, the Travelers Company sticker set. And then it's easy to find, and I can just, pull it out when I need it and then insert it when it's no longer in use. But again, it's very thin, doesn't add any weight. So the fourth thing I do, the most important thing, is breaking in your notebook. It can be intimidating starting a new notebook, fresh new pages. So get, your stickers, your washi tape. Here, can you believe this washi tape roll is like 4 or 5 years old. It's appropriate for the December holiday season. So I'm breaking it in, adding some washi to the first page here. I want to think I'm going to use this first page as an index. I'm not 100% sure. But one thing I do know is that I reserve the first 3 to 4 pages as test pages. So if I want to use it as a scratch pad, if I want to test out inks with new pens that I get, that's a great way of breaking in your notebook. Just starting, with writing a test sample or with your mediums here. Now, another way that I break it in, here I'm painting my pages, but I already know some of the trackers that I'm going to have in the front. So I use my paint I put some color. I chose this baby blue because it reminds me of like snow, icicle, coldness for December. And this particular page layout, it is going to be a monthly overview. Any appointments, any reminders, birthdays, things like that will be noted on that page. This second setup where I am breaking it in, this is going to be my gratitude log. I am painting every other line. You know, when this watercolor dries, it has like a nice crinkling sound to this notebook. So if you like crinkles, try adding a little bit of watercolor or ink to your pages. So is this necessary? No, it's not. But again, make your notebook your way, make it fun, put it or set it up in a way where you just look forward to looking at it. So for me, I just add a splash of color. You don't need a lot of fancy, accessories or products. And for this gratitude list, it's part of my tracker. Each day, I'm going to note things that I am grateful for, things that I am appreciative of, and it's a great way to archive the things that, the blessings that I come across. So speaking of blessings, I'll share that too on upcoming here. But first, I need a pen. Speaking of baby blue, I'm using this big crystal pen. It's so appropriate for December. You can add color with ink if you don't have paint. It's, it kind of breaks it up from having the typical black ink. So here, this is where I'm going to write my gratitude caption. I have the month, and then I'm going to date each line as well. I'm going to do 31 lines for the day of December. So again, that way I can reflect and go back at the end of the night. The way I use this notebook before I go to bed, this is where I reflect on the things I'm grateful for. So, this is another reason why I love this pocket-sized notebook, because it's not too big, it's not too bulky or heavy, it's easy to carry, and it's easy to keep on your nightstand. I love this spiral bound because, as you can see, I can flip it and just have it used on one side, versus if it was bound, I'd have to keep it open like this all the time. So it takes up less room if you're working with tight or smaller spaces. Now, you're going to set this up your way, but sometimes, my mind changes. Sometimes I get new ideas. Here, I decided to add more color for this page. I am going to call it my blessings, my gifts and blessings page. If you want to know more about this, again, I'll explain in an upcoming video. This is just my setup. My next video, I'm going to show you how I, actually utilize my planner and use it to be productive, and how it has greatly improved my time management. But I will put a card up here or down below of how I use capture my blessings. Now, let's get back to this pencil board, or this Hobonichi board. Here, the numbers, I use them to date the page. I could use my handwriting, but I don't like my handwriting, and I like how using this board, it's uniformed. It has a uniformed look. I know my numbers are going to come out the same. I could use a stamp too, but I just really like the look of this thin, sleek system here with the numbers. So I have my finest needlepoint pen with my high-tech pen, and all I need to do is just trace in between the grooves, the gap. So I am going to line this up in the corner of the pages, and each number stands or represents the date of the month. So the first page right here is going to be for January 1st, and then I'm going to log anything that happens on December 1st. Did I say January? I meant December. Yeah, December 1st. December 1st. Tasks, errands, ideas, quotes, journal entries. And then here, I'm putting for December 2nd. So I date all the pages. And then with that baby blue pen, I put the day. So it has the date and the day of the week noted on there. Again, a fun thing about these pocket notebooks is that, you can change the system as as your ideas evolve or as your season of life changes. Here you can see I have the complete number set up, and that's another reason why I love this notebook. I mean, it's $1, under $1. I'm not feeling intimidated to express my creativity, to try new things, to experiment. I know in the past, if notebooks were like over $10, I was scared. I was scared to try new setups. I was scared to jump out of it if it didn't work because I already invested my money. But these memo pads are just so wonderful. I started doing recently. I added blank pages on the back here. So that way, if I want to create some art or do a full-blown like journal entry, I can tip these in with washi or tape within the pages. Again, I'll show you that all in depth in the next video. This one's already long. But last, to complete the journal, the ultimate pocket setup this is optional, but find a cover that you like. Being that this notebook, for me, it's soft cover and I carry it everywhere. If I want to protect it a little bit more, I can use these leather covers. You can make your own. This one, I made my own. I'll link that down below or in the cards again. Your DIY traveler's notebook here. This leather, you can get this at your craft store, and they come in a few different colors. So I have a few of these that I loved using in the past. If you like the Hobonichi covers, the A6, this fits. This is, I guess you would consider this an A6 size. Even though it says pocket with the spirals, it makes it a little bit more of an A6. This is a custom leather cover that I got from a shop called Lorite. Wonderful. You can customize pretty much anything that you want. And this is their Lacau edition cover with the elastic that I created. So after you got the notebook broken in, the most important thing is to use it. Use your notebook. The more you use it, the more ideas that you get, the more comfortable you feel. And then who knows, your little jotter could turn into a full-blown like journal notebook. So have fun, experiment. Sometimes people ask, how can I get into journaling? How can I write more? First, I would recommend using a notebook that you can carry with you every day. It starts there. Okay, so it turns into a habit and then it turns into a hobby. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.